Hello everyone, this is Signing with Val. Um, Someone asked me if I could do a video about sharing the gospel with the deaf community. I wish I could say that it was cut and dry, but it really depends on each deaf person. It's almost like with hearing people, some hearing people have grown up in the church and maybe they just kind of strayed away and they no longer have a relationship with Jesus Christ. But maybe they grew up in the church or going to church on a regular basis. Yeah, we were in church every day: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then back again on Sunday. And so they have some knowledge about who Jesus is and maybe even accepting Jesus. Um, with the deaf community, many times it's it's a little bit different. I said it was almost like that, but it's really, really different because with someone from the deaf community, they may have grown up in church, but they don't have an interpreter. And so, I need to switch glasses. Um, so they have a different perspective of what church is about. For example, I remember the story about someone. They walked into the church and they looked up and they saw this man hanging on a cross, and they didn't know, what did that mean? What happened? I can't remember where I read it, but I remember that story. So each deaf person is different. Um, some of you may have remembered me telling the story about me talking to my deaf friend. And that particular day, he was really, really angry. And so I asked him, I said, Terry, do you know Jesus? And maybe you might say, well, Val, if he's your friend, why didn't you tell him about Jesus before now? Well, with the deaf community, first you need to establish a relationship. That's the first thing, okay? You can't just go up to him and say, hi, how are you? Do you know Jesus? So you want to first establish a relationship. So I had established a relationship with my friend. And I asked him, I said, do you know Jesus? And, well, I don't know if I spelled it, but I think I signed Jesus. And he said, no. I said, well, do you know about God? He's like, yeah. I said, well, God has a son, and he wants to live in your heart. And he said, he was very serious. He says, oh, no, 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 no. I I have heart problems. My sister has heart problems. My mother has heart problems. So I couldn't continue. I just stopped and I looked at his girlfriend, and she just kind of went like, Val, sorry, I can't help you. And so what I did was talk to a deaf missionary. And she told me, she says, Val, talk to him about the change that will happen when he accepts Jesus, or the change that will happen with Jesus. So I went back to my friend, and he was sitting there, and I began to explain and expound on the change that would happen in his life with Jesus when he accepts Jesus. And I could begin to see in his eyes like a shining of understanding. He now understood about Jesus. So it wasn't necessary at that time to talk about him dying on a cross or accepting, or he wants to live in your heart. So you may have to just take baby steps and see, where that deaf person really is as far as understanding. Did you grow up in church? If you grew up in church, did you have an interpreter? If you didn't have an interpreter, do you know about God? Do you know Jesus? You spell it out. What do you, let them tell you first what they know. Okay, and then you can proceed from that point. So each person is really different. You can share about, God, and that God, he has a son. His name is Jesus. You don't have to explain that he was born of a virgin. Okay, that could come later. But just know that Jesus living in here, yeah, in your heart. Well, how does he get in my heart? Okay, and begin to explain, deeper. Well, it's really, if you just speak the words and you can't see Jesus, but he's real. So just explain even your experience. Maybe before you were on drugs or something and you tried to quit, but you continue. Maybe you were smoking, snorting cocaine, or whatever. Give your experience. So I hope that this helps some. But if not, please feel free to contact me again. You can send me an email at signingwithval at gmail.com. Okay? Or you can, I'm going to upload the video on YouTube. You can type in any question or any questions you have. Type them below in the comments section. Okay? Thank you. This has been Signing with Val. And remember, deaf people can do anything that hearing people can do except what? Hear. Bye for now.